Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone here. Before we start our council meeting, we will be holding a public hearing for the purpose of hearing any interested citizens on the proposed budget for the Crime Control and Prevention District for the budget year October 1st, 2025, and ending September 30th, 2026. With no one being signed up to speak, is there anyone wishing to speak? Is there anyone wishing to speak
Right here, right, Chairman. This is on the budget?
on the crime control budget?
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Actually, then, yeah, I actually would. Can I?
Mr. Smith, please,
Yeah.
to speak to the
Yeah,
budget.
for sure. I'm talking about specifically the crime budget and
Yes.
stuff. I think that, I spoke about this on the last time too. There was like the police annex building that y'all wanted to have built and all that stuff. I think things like that's irresponsible spending for the police department here. I mean, especially when we have things like an old dementia dude just walks into the band meeting and just shoots off a gun. Why isn't there police posted out front? But y'all don't have enough money for that. But you give city police $10,000 sign-on bonus, but you don't give any bonus to the police officers if they work for the school district. I think y'all should do something in correlation with the school board and trying to make it to where either those officers that are getting paid more, that must be because they're better officers, have them work for, I would think, in front of the schools when they're needed. I don't know. I'm not the cops. I'm not the ones who do all the logistics and stuff. Maybe money should be better spent towards the people that do that stuff. Things like also this kids that broke into one of the middle school, I think it was just one middle school. They broke in, stole like something like $10,000 worth of different instruments from kids, and the Pasadena Police Department had to put out a whole thing. Oh, we need help finding these kids. That's crazy. Budget definitely should go towards trying to make sure those sort of things don't happen, whether that be alarm systems or whatever. Like I said, I'm not the police. I just think that it's crazy that my tax dollars go to that, and that's the kind of like outcome whenever we put all that income towards those things.
Thank you, Mr. Smith, for your comments. Anyone else, third and final time? With that being said, we'll close the Crime Control and Prevention District public hearing. Now we'll move into our public meeting for our city council meeting. Please note that Councilman Dow is not present and Councilman Valerio is not present. With the invocation, Ms. Debbie Mosley from the Kiwanis Club, will you please come lead us? And Councilman Aaron Styron and his 3 children will lead us in the pledges of allegiance. So please stand, please remove any hats as we go to the Lord.
Our gracious Heavenly Father, as this city council moves towards today's meeting, may the spirit of cooperation and mutual respect dwell among them. Let each voice be heard with patience, and let every difference become an opportunity for understanding. Guide the hearts and minds of this council to work in harmony so that the progress may be achieved, not for the few, but for all who call Pasadena home. May gratitude for this privilege of service remain each member to lead with humility, vision, and hope for the future. Amen.
Amen. Councilman Styron.
Please join me in the pledges. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Pledge to the Texas flag. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Okay, citizens wishing to speak, Ms. Janet Harris. Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. Councilman
Heredia.
Arroyo.
Yeah, I just want to thank everyone for being here, taking time out of your busy day to join us. And I also wanted to give an update on Center Street. We had a rain event over the past few days, and there was some significant backflow and stalling on those drainages. We had some residents that reached out and wanted to know, and want to make sure that we did reach out to Public Works, and they are something that they're being looked at now. So we'll have further development coming in the future. And with that, I pass.
Councilman Guerrero.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It's a full house. A lot of great people in attendance. I see our First Lady back there. Want to thank our junior council members, the Styron Trio. Good job, kids, with the pledge. One day, y'all will be here. Thank you for joining us. Just a couple of coming up as we circulate the coming school year. We have various back-to-school events. I personally am honored to host my 3rd annual back-to-school event on 2901 Red Bluff Road, Pasadena, Texas, 77506, across from the old Kroger at Big A's Barbershop on August 9th. Very honored to be my 3rd year hosting this, where we put over 200 backpacks on the backs of kids, as well as free haircuts. I encourage everyone to join. It's an event for the family, so please hope you could join us out there. And among that, we do have other ones that we will be circulating. But as we prepare for back to school, please do not hesitate to reach out to us and count on our support. Thank you.
Councilman Van Hout.
I'm making up for a couple scarce weeks. The main library is having a book sale this Friday and Saturday, July 18th and 19th from 10 to 4. They'll have books, videos, and magazines. Fill the Bus is Monday, July 28th at the Convention Center from 8 to 4. If that's quite a ways from you and you're close to City Hall, you can drop stuff over here and somebody will make sure it gets there. Harris County Flood Control is trying to control flooding and reduce it. They are having several meetings to discuss ideas and get input. And the one in this area is Tuesday, July 22nd at the Convention Center from 5 to 7. There's some kind of weather system sitting over the other side of Florida, and they're saying it could go to Louisiana. And we've heard that before. It could go to Louisiana. It could go to Florida. It could go to Mexico. Where does it go? Right here. So you need to be prepared. If you would need help evacuating, you don't have a car or you're disabled, call 211 and register. Now, just as you should have a plan, the government needs to know in advance who needs help so they can make a plan. So don't wait till the last minute. If you think you're going to need help, register now. And happy birthday to our city secretary.
Councilman Estrada.
Thank you, Mayor. I want to recognize Ms. Shelley Fuller with Project Joy and Hope for the work that you do, and I certainly appreciate it. I want to encourage our community to support the Fill the Bus. Thank you, Ms. Tissue Banks, for the work that you're doing, and as well, happy birthday to our secretary. Thank you. With that, I pass, Mayor.
Councilman Fuchler.
All right, good evening. Great to see so many people here, so many familiar faces. Many of you came back, so thank you for showing up again. We look forward to a great meeting and hope you guys have a great summer. With that, I pass.
Councilman Styron.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Like the other one says, Fill the Bus, July 28th. They also have the Texas Roadhouse Dine to donate tomorrow night, 3 to close, I believe. They'll donate 10% to Fill the Bus. So if you can't donate school supplies, feel free to eat out tomorrow night at Texas Roadhouse on Beltway. Other than that, we got the Police Department Academy graduation on Thursday night, 6:30 at the Chiropractor College. And with that, I pass.
Thank you. Now it's time for our citizens wishing to speak. Ms. Janice Harris.
It's Janet, Mayor. Not Janie, not Janice. Well, my name is Janet Harris, and my sister's with me tonight, Jennifer Lynn Martin, and we are the sisters of Marvin William Harris. You probably know who he is. Some of you probably know what I'm going to be speaking about. In 1991, Pasadena Police Department murdered my brother. Shot him in the back of the head, hired a HPD SWAT officer to end his life. This was because he had killed Officer Ginn the day before. The story that you have heard about what happened on July 10th is not what happened. I have a Facebook page for my brother, which I've had for 4 years. I have done incredible research. What went down that day is not what you think went down that day. But I'm not going to get into that today, because whatever my brother did or did not do, Pasadena police did not have the right to murder him. Chief Daigle told us he blew off his head to try to keep us from seeing him. I told him, I'll see my brother head or no head. You can't stop us. It took 28 hours. He said I had to sign a release saying I would not hold PPD responsible when I had a nervous breakdown from seeing my brother's headless body. I said, I'll sign it. Got to the funeral home, Colonial Funeral Home, no form to sign. My brother's head was perfectly intact. He had a bullet hole, a neat bullet hole in his left eye. He had a smile on his face. I said to the funeral director, how is it possible for an M1 rifle to make a clean hole in his left eye? He would have blown his head off. He said, that's not the face of a man that committed suicide. I went to Chief Daigle's office and I asked to see the death scene images. He told me to leave, to get on with my life. He was not showing them to me or the police report. It took 27 years for my sister and I to finally get those images, and he was murdered, executed. Why did that happen? In 1983, my brother was a bouncer at Gillies. He saw two PPD officers robbing a drunk customer. He reported it to Sherwood Cryer. Within a few days, he was falsely arrested and beaten badly. The judge dismissed the case. The arresting officer, who was one of the cops, came up to my brother and my father and my 8-year-old nephew and said he was going to make Marvin's life one of hell. And that's what happened for the next 8 years. My brother's rights were violated right and left. Phone calls threatening his life, calling him Crazy Marvin, hey retard, singing that song, hey, what you gonna do when we come for you? Marvin suffered a lot, and he ended up losing his life. I want justice. That's all we've ever wanted. There are 5 still living that we know of that have Marvin's blood on their hands. 2 are retired PPD officers, still in this town. One's a city official, who John Ray Harrison was my father's friend. He told us this man was responsible for ordering the murder of my brother. He also destroyed our bench. We had a memorial bench. You might know about this. We sued the city for the violation of our civil rights in 1999, and we won. Mayor Isabel was ordered to replace that bench, and he has never done it to this day. I don't know how much involvement he has in this, but according to John Ray Harrison, he had a lot. My sister's up next, but she's having a hard time speaking, so I'd like to be here with her.
Thank you. Ms. Jennifer Martin.
I'm sorry, my voice comes and goes.
I already talked about the bench. So what we want is we want justice, right? We want the arrest and
Okay,
prosecution.
ma'am, this is for Ms. Martin.
Okay. Good luck. You have to do it.
We're up here today because we feel like we're a lot further along than I have been in the last, 38? Yeah. Anyway, we've lost our parents due to that. We have no family. And we're just trying to get things together and finish up what my sister, the spokeswoman, all the investigation that she has done. And I welcome all of you. This is some new faces on council, so I feel a lot more better with y'all. And there's Johnny G. He's my district county. And there's Pat. And so, hi. Thank you and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank y'all very much. Ms. Tish Eubanks.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I just wanted to remind everybody, and I appreciate everybody reminding everybody about Fill the Bus. And I just wanted to let people know, and it's kind of hard because your back's towards people, but there are 48,000 students in Pasadena ISD. 85% of those students are economically disadvantaged. Okay, and that just gives you an indication of how poor our school district really is and our students. Fill the Bus is where we collect school supplies, and then we give the teachers a bag, and they get to come and fill that bag with the school supplies that they need for their classroom. More and more of our teachers, and if you don't know a teacher, just look around, there's plenty of them, who are just more and more, they're feeling like they have to help these kids and they have to provide the school supplies. So Fill the Bus helps our teachers and helps our kids. So I'd appreciate it if you'd come on out. And again, like tomorrow night is the dine to donate to, at Texas Roadhouse, 10% goes to Fill the Bus. And also on the 26th of July, we have Meet the Mascots, where all the mascots from the high schools in Pasadena will be at Chick-fil-A on Spencer Highway. They're going to have all kinds of inflatables and face painting and everything else, and proceeds from Chick-fil-A on Spencer Highway will go to Fill the Bus. So I hope to see a lot of y'all out there at Pasadena Convention Center, on the side of the Convention Center. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Garrett Berg?
All right. See if I get a little low. All right. Well, good evening, Mayor, council members, and thank you for allowing me to speak with you this evening. My name is Garrett Berg. I'm proud to serve as a Community Relations Manager for Port Houston. I'm here tonight to share just two bits of some news and information for you. First, as part of Port Houston's ongoing commitment to serving our local communities, we're excited to share that we're conducting a listening tour to hear directly from our community stakeholders. This is an opportunity for community members to share what matters most to them, whether that's what they care about in their communities, what their priorities are, how Port Houston can better serve, support, and respond to their needs. Each response we receive is incredibly valuable in helping us ensure our programs, initiatives, and investments are aligned with the voices and needs of the communities across our operational footprint. We want to share this information with you guys tonight and ask that you help us share the word with your constituents and encourage them to participate to share their feedback with us. We'll also be hosting an in-person meeting here in Pasadena at the beginning of August, and appreciate the great team that you all have here at the city who's helping us coordinate that meeting. More information to come, and I'll be sure that you guys have those details once we have those final details nailed down and confirmed. Second, I'm excited to share that Port Houston will be hosting our 4th annual community resource event, fair, on Saturday, December 6th. And this year, it'll be right here in the city of Pasadena, hosted over at Pasadena High School. The Community Resource Fair serves to connect community members directly to our local nonprofit partners and valuable resources focused on healthcare, workforce and career development, community assistance programs, just to name a few areas. We were able to engage with over 3,000 families last year in Channelview, and we're excited and look forward to working with Pasadena ISD, working with the Chamber, and obviously the city to make it even more impactful for our constituents and community members here in Pasadena. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Otherwise, thank you for your time, consideration, and support.
Thank you. Ruby Cisneros?
Good evening, Mayor. Good evening, council members. My name is Ruby Cisneros. I know the last name was a little bit tricky, Cisneros, and this is my partner, Margarita. We work with New York Life, and today we wanted to talk to you about employee benefits. I know the budget may kind of be off already, but just so you can hear us out and, just to get a little bit more information on it. So,
Yes, and what it is, thank you so much, and my name is Margarita Villafranca. I don't live in Pasadena, I live in Webster, but I have lived in Pasadena, so I know the area and South Houston, and so glad to be here. And the city of South Houston, they are my clients through New York Life. And we have, here, would you take this for the mayor? We have a packet here for you, Mayor, and then we will bring each one of the city council members a packet so that they can see what we're talking about. It's portable. It doesn't cost the city anything to do that. But we will sit and talk with you because I know that there's a process to go through for the employees. And we also came to represent a New York Life Foundation in the New York Life Grief Sensitive School Initiative. And that is where I'm an ambassador for that foundation. So we have things for your school to bring, because this is what's happening in the state of Texas right now, where we're really all grieving, and we have a hole in the heart of Texas, that we come alongside the teachers and the parents, and we have resources for them, and we actually give them $500 to the school principals to start something and give them the resources on what to say, what not to say, how to help your student, and how to help your child. And we have these things in Spanish and English. So we're also here as a resource for Pasadena and our children that are going through this, because our teachers are not psychiatrists or psychologists, they're teachers. So we're here to offer our assistance with this, and we look forward to working with the city of Pasadena.
And I came from being a teacher with Pasadena, so I would love to see more support given to the teachers alongside with the students also. So just to keep that into consideration.
Okay. Thank y'all
you so
very
much.
much.
Oh, happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
And you can leave that information with our city secretary. Mr. Eric Sanchez.
Sorry, give me 1 second. Yeah, I had something prepared, but I'm gonna just forego that right now. But so regarding kind of because what I heard the other woman say earlier. So pretty much one issue I did have was when I tried to show the photo of the Daniel Stevens, the boy found hanging in the Pasadena jail in 1976. And she Bianca she called the port of order, which wasn't even appropriate. And I'm assuming because she was all paranoid because people were going to talk about her, about her criminal history, whatever. So pretty much what I did want to say is, at least in regards to Danny, is that obviously the records are limited. For whatever reason, your guys in your Pasadena, the police department, they say they have no record of these people. This would include the main detective who was the one investigating the jail hanging, and he was ruling it a suicide, Mr. Or Detective Gary McFadden, and other people involved were Sergeant Roy Collins Satterwhite, Officer B. McRae, Officer D.M. Gilbreth, Detective H.J. Nassif, Officer Dennis Dale White, Officer Ross Carroll Elson, Officer Robert Ferris Deathlips, Officer R. Gonzalez, Officer Walter Francis Brock, Officer S.B. Smith, Officer W.W. Cram, Lieutenant C.A. Hilborn, Officer Chi Gardinger, Officer R.G. Wells, Officer Kraft, Officer E.L. Gold, or Lieutenant Gold, and he was a supervisor, and he was heavily involved with the Houston FBI division. And as from what I understand, the FBI basically ruled that it was a suicide. They basically wrote off everything. They didn't care about all the, the obvious signs that he was murdered, like as if the ligature mark was completely not like someone hanging themselves. He had been left hanging for over an hour for almost an hour while they investigated, and his blood was not pooled to his legs or his hands or anything like that. It was to his back, as if he had been laying down for a while. His lungs, the inside of him was full of mucus and all this stuff built up, as if he was strangulated or asphyxiated for a very long time, which is what I believe is what happened to him. I don't know why they would do this to him. Nobody knows. His family has hushed up about it. Everybody, only like 3 people have came forward with information about even knowing who he was. Everybody else has just disappeared. And also, there's also Sergeant Sandel and Officer Gilbert. I said that one. But Satterwhite's the one that I think is the most suspicious, because before Marvin Zindler had been investigating, and he made a video reporting on Satterwhite specifically. So I believe that he knew more, but I can't get a hold of that video.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Stephen Alvarez.
Good evening, everyone. I want to say hi to everybody here, all the new council members, the new administration. As you know, my approach is different because the prior administration is the one that got this whole sick nonsense going on. Everyone cares for their children. Mr. Aaron, I see your beautiful children here. Johnny, I know your children. Carlos, I know you raised your children. Mr. Shanebine, I know you raised your children. We all share that love and passion to do anything for our children, and that's all I'm doing, is being that human being, being that responsible dad, being that responsible husband. And as you can see, the pain is deep within us. What happened to this lady over here happened 34 years ago, and you can hear the pain in her voice. I am asking the council, the new administration, to please sit down with me and let's talk about the details of this matter. You can see the disgusting acts against my family on YouTube. If you go to Neighbors and Pasadena city officials sue, you can see the lies. The guy in the black hat over there, Ralph Morrissey, he sent the cops to my house with lies. You can see that on there. You can see me get arrested right here at this place for what? For freedom of speech. We're Americans. If we're not disgusted by watching someone get arrested for freedom of speech, then you're not an American. You're somebody else, but you're not an American. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to share that with everybody, to stand up for your rights, to stand up for what you know is right. I work just as hard as everybody in this room to pay our tax dollars. I want to thank you first for removing that blue block of the people. You couldn't see the people that were speaking because the prior administration, little Jeffrey, blocked it. He didn't want transparency to see who's talking. Okay? And then he built this partition. What does this partition say? I don't know about y'all, but to me it says, hey, I really don't want y'all here. We're gonna divide. We're gonna set this divide. If it was me, if I was sitting up there in that chair, I would remove this. I would say everybody is welcome. I want to hear my employer speak, because everybody here is an employer. But again, that's for everybody to vote. It took a lot of money to put this nonsense here. It'll take a lot of money to get it off of here. Please, if y'all could have open ears, humanity in the forefront, and sit down with me and let's share these details, because it's on video. Y'all seen the sickness, the attacks on me and my family and my children. They haven't even had a chance to apply for a job yet, and they're being attacked. It's sick, it's disgusting, and y'all see the people come up here and speak against us. For what? For trying to live our lives a happy life. Thank y'all.
Mr. Alvarez. Mr. Ralph Morrissey.
Generally, there are two types of neighborhoods in Pasadena, those with and those without deed restrictions. Deed restrictions help to keep our neighborhood as it was when we purchased. In most cases, that means only single-family residential homes are allowed, as is the case in Fairmont Estates, Section 1 and 2. If someone doesn't want to be restricted, they can purchase a home in a non-restricted neighborhood. HOAs can hire management companies to enforce their deed restrictions. Other deed restriction neighborhoods like ours requires help. Since taxes are based upon assessed property values, the city decided in a self-serving way to assist in enforcement. In 2019, one of my neighbors, and since he named me, I'll name him Stephen Alvarez, decided that having a single-family residence and other rental property in our neighborhood wasn't enough. So he provided the city with a false document to get needed permits to build a 2-story apartment building beside his home. He was told from day one it was a violation, Article 2, Section 3. Even though the city sent him 2 certified letters warning of possible consequences, he continued construction. Since then, he has signed 3 agreements to correct the problem, and 2 Harris County District judges have ruled him to be in violation. Last year, a judge threatened him with jail time if he did not fix it. Instead, he comes here to Chambers, calls the mayor a communist, makes up corruption claims, insults council members, labels his neighbors as haters and racists, and even doxes them on videos, as well as bullies his backyard widowed senior citizen neighbor who at one time was caring for her Alzheimer's-stricken mother. He now claims that a neighbor who temporarily had a trailer in the driveway while doing dirt work proves bias. As no one complained, our deed restrictions allow for that temporary use, Article 2, Section 11. I want to thank the city for helping us to maintain the look and feel of our nice neighborhood, And to my deed violating neighbor, I say, fix the problem you created and leave the city and your neighbors alone.
Thank you, Mr. Morrissey. Mr. Robert Jeter.
Good evening, Council. I don't believe I've ever told this story publicly before, but 8 years ago, when the prior new administration at the time was sending a couple of officers to attempt to intimidate me, I filed 3 records requests for personnel files. I wanted those 2 officers' personnel files and also wanted something to compare it to as a control test to help me understand what I was looking at. So I asked around for who is a really good officer. Well, it just so happened that the 3rd officer's files I ended up requesting was none other than MP Jackson. I was impressed with what I read about him at the time, and am thoroughly pleased that you've decided to make him our newest police chief. On the flip side, there is no greater enemy to a good cop than a dirty cop, because the dirty cop makes a good officer's job that much harder. Last meeting, while signing up to speak, an officer stepped towards me, leaned down, and stated, "Make sure you film my pretty side," followed by an expletive for a female dog. I have never spoken to this officer before. I did not respond to that officer at the time. Moments later, that officer was encouraging, condoning, and defending the antagonization of another citizen as well by a member of council. This was all captured on audio and video recordings that the city has in its possession. It has been brought to my attention by other officers off the record that additional IA complaints against this officer have been suppressed in recent history. I really hope the city instructs this officer to come down and apologize in front of council for engaging in behavior that is embarrassing to their badge, the Pasadena Police Department, and the city of Pasadena, Texas. His name is David Garza. Lastly, I've received multiple complaints from my constituents about the Frontier Waste Management leaving behind trash and debris on Woodhampton. Thank you, Council.
Thank you, Mr. Jeter. Mr. Ty Smith.
Well, I'm not going to sell insurance, but I'm definitely going to add on to the whole police and the problems in Pasadena. And I also have video. It's funny of Garza being a topic. I also have video of Garza at the police station screaming expletives at me that I've also tried to submit to the last police chief, who him and the internal affairs, Mr. Urban, they just put their hands up. They can't answer phone calls. They can't take in-person meetings. And then I have video as well as them saying that they're not going to take any of my reports. This has also been stated on past council sessions. Y'all can go look at all the YouTube videos. I have a problem, though, still with the censorship. I'm glad you took off the little blue thing underneath, but yet you're still censoring things. The First Amendment, the freedom of speech in the Constitution, fuck is a free speech. It is able to be said in public. It is a word that can be written on a shirt and be worn in public, but yet y'all are censoring it on video, and that is censorship. It is 100% free speech. It is in the Constitution. People can say this word. People can wear this word. There are words that you cannot say. You cannot threaten somebody bodily harm and injury. I've not done that to Bianca, but y'all have let her abuse her political position of power to circumvent my constitutional rights. I don't understand how y'all don't get that. Y'all don't check her on her call to orders that are not in line. She does it out of line because of her own feelings. I don't give a damn about her feelings when it comes to my rights. My rights should not be violated because her feelings are hurt. That's not how the Constitution works. That's not how the law works. And she wants to talk about law and rules. What does the law say about unprescribed drug use? It says you can't do it. That's why she got arrested for it. I don't understand. Let's bring back up also the budget with the whole police budget and stuff like that, the crime budget. I think y'all should implement that if a council person or if a politician in the city, if they're arrested, they get automatically drug charged or tested. That they should be drug tested. Take the funds from that right there, and I guarantee you, if she wants to act like, oh, I'm not on drugs, she was drug tested that next day, I guarantee you she fails it. And I guarantee if y'all had it implemented, she wouldn't be out there popping pills that aren't prescribed to her, smoking weed and driving in the car. That's why League City had probable cause to pull her over. It's all right there in that arrest record. Smelled like marijuana, unprescribed pills. That's why she's got a mugshot on Felony Friday from League City on their police website. I 100% I don't think that the police are gonna lie when they post something like a felony arrest charge and they post a mugshot and they post those charges. I doubt they do that here in Pasadena. I doubt they do that in League City. I doubt they do that in Harris County. So, yeah.
Thank you, sir. At the end. Okay. Madam Secretary, presentation of minutes. All in favor? Any discussion? All in favor?
I'm going to need the motions.
Motion?
Motion.
Styron
Second.
and Guerrero. Motion passes. Presentation of minutes of special meetings for June the 23rd.
Motion.
Motion Guerrero. Motion Styron. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Progress payments. On progress payments, we're going to defer item F. A motion?
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Guerrero, second by Estrada. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Finance resolutions.
Motion.
Motion Guerrero, second Fuchler. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Personnel changes A.
Motion.
Second.
Motion Estrada, second Councilman Guerrero. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Final readings, Madam Secretary.
Ordinance 2025-122. Ordinance 2025-123. Ordinance 2025-127. Ordinance 2025-128. Ordinance 2025-129. Ordinance 2025-130. Ordinance 2025-131. Ordinance 2025-132. Ordinance 2025-133. Ordinance 2025-134. Ordinance 2025-135. Ordinance 2025-136.
Motion.
Motion Guerrero. Second Styron. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Madam Secretary, first readings, and you might want to get a drink of water for this.
More power to you.
Ordinance 2025-137, amending ordinance 2015-120 as was further amended by ordinance 1696, agreement with Inframark, formerly Severn Trent Environmental Services Incorporated, for the operation and maintenance of New Vents Bayou and Golden Acres wastewater treatment facilities by extending the term for up to 180 days beyond the termination date and allowing for city to terminate the agreement and set extension period for 30 days notice. Ordinance 2025-138, authorizing approving a contract for the purpose of remote firing devices for the City of Pasadena, Texas, and Police Department Bomb Squad from Rothenbuehler Engineering in Cedro Woolley, Washington, in the amount of $60,000 from the account number FG0664-7910. The funding for the purchase will be through a UASI grant application approval per Resolution 2024-7, grant award acceptance per Ordinance 2024-230. Ordinance 2025-139, authorizing approving an interlocal agreement by and between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and Harris County to provide the services of a youth service specialist for a period of 1 year. Ordinance 2025-140, authorizing approving the annual maintenance agreement by and between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and Tyler Technologies Incorporated for the Brazos software maintenance for the Pasadena Police Department's e-citation ticketing system and appropriating the amount of $78,819.48. Ordinance 2025-141, authorizing approving contract by and between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and Binkley and Barfield Incorporated for design and construction services for the Flamborough Bridge Water Line Replacement Project, CIP number W105, for a total appropriation of $65,000 from the Water Distribution's Professional Service Account. Ordinance 2025-142, authorizing approving an agreement between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and the Pumps of Houston to purchase and install 2 new Gredfro's Pumps for the Thomas Lift Station for a total appropriation of $135,800. Ordinance 2025-143, amending ordinance 2024-152, a contract by and between the City of Pasadena, Texas, and Edmunster, Henshaw, Russ, and Associates Incorporated for inspection services for various CIP projects to move funding between the various projects. Ordinance 2025-144, authorizing approving the purchase of a 5-day 3D printing and design training course and equipment for the City of Pasadena, Texas Police Department Bomb Squad from WMD Tech in Boise, Idaho, in the amount of $65,384. From account numbers FG0664-7910 and FG0664-7111. The funding of the purchase will go through the UASI grant application approval per Resolution 2024-7, grant award acceptance per Ordinance 2024-230. Ordinance 2025-145, authorizing and approving an agreement between the City of Pasadena, Texas and PGAL Incorporated for design services for the Police Department remodel CIP P011 for a total appropriation of $117,000 from the Crime Control and Prevention District Fund. Ordinance 2025-146, authorizing approving the purchase of a portable direct radiograph X-ray system for the City of Pasadena, Texas Police Department Bomb Squad from Logos Imaging LLC in Windsor, Colorado, in the amount of $86,621. From the account number FG0664-7910, the funding for the purchase will be through a UASI grant application approval per Resolution 2024-7, grant award acceptance per Ordinance 2024-230. Ordinance 2025-147, an ordinance on behalf of the Pasadena Police Department authorizing and approving the purchase of a virtual reality system using Sourcewell contract number 011822 ADS from the Street Smarts Virtual Reality and appropriating the amount of $304,869.11 from the account number FG0737-7921. Now, this is where it's going to get crazy.
You need some Gatorade?
Something. Ordinance 2025-148, an ordinance granting to Edgewater Midstream Pasadena the non-exclusive right, privilege, franchise, and permit to lay, replace, construct, repair, maintain, operate, and remove an existing 6-inch refined petroleum products pipeline identified as 1140 Colex west of Deer Park Rail Car 10, commencing along or adjacent Jefferson Road, Burl Street, Phillips Company Road, North-South Street, Ethel Road, Channel City Road, Jones Channel City Road on the corporate limits of the City of Pasadena, Texas, and routed on and across parcels of land and routes of which are shown as attached and in accordance with plans and specifications hereto filed with the Department of the Public Works and the Department of Planning, prescribing the terms and conditions under which said right, privilege, franchise, and permit is granted and providing for acceptance. Ordinance 2025-149, an ordinance granting to Edgewater Midstream Pasadena the non-exclusive right, privilege, franchise, and permit to lay, replace, construct, repair, maintain, operate, and remove an existing 36-inch refined petroleum products pipeline identified as 1141 Cullis West to Colonial Number 7, commencing along or I cannot say that word. Next to Jefferson Road, Burl Street, Phillips Company Road, North-South Street, Ethel Road, Channel City Road, Jones Channel City Road, all in the corporate limits of the City of Pasadena, Texas, and routed on and across parcels of land and routes of which are shown as attached and in accordance with the plans and specifications heretofore filed with the Department of Public Works and the Department of Planning, prescribing the terms and conditions under which said right, privilege, franchise, and permit is granted and providing for acceptance. Ordinance 2025-150, an ordinance granting to Edgewater Midstream Pasadena the non-exclusive right, privilege, franchise, and permit to lay, replace, construct, repair, maintain, operate, and remove an existing 36-inch refined petroleum products pipeline identified as 1142 Colex West to Colonial 12, commencing along or someone help me out with that. I can think, say it again. Adjacent. Jefferson Road, Burl Street, Phillips Company Road, North-South Street, Ethel Road, Channel City Road, Jones Channel City Road, all in the corporate limits of the City of Pasadena, Texas, and routed on and across parcels of land and routes of which are shown as attached and in accordance with plans and specifications heretofore filed with the Department of Public Works and the Department of Planning, prescribing the terms and conditions under which said right, privilege, franchise, and permit is granted and providing for acceptance. Ordinance 2025-151, an ordinance granting to Edgewater Midstream Pasadena the non-exclusive right, privilege, franchise, and permit to lay, replace, construct, repair, maintain, operate, and remove an existing 30-inch refined petroleum products pipeline identified as 1143 Colex West to Explorer Number 13, commencing along or adjacent Jefferson Road, Burl Street, Phillips Company Road, North-South Street, Ethel Road, Channel City Road, Jones Channel City Road, all in the corporate limits of the city of Pasadena, Texas, and routed on and across parcels of land and routes of which are shown as attached and in accordance with the plans and specifications heretofore filed with the Department of Public Works and the Department of Planning, prescribing the terms and conditions under which said right, privilege, franchise, and permit is granted and providing for acceptance. Ordinance 2025-152, an ordinance granting to Edgewater Midstream Pasadena the non-exclusive right, privilege, franchise, and permit to lay, replace, construct, repair, maintain, operate, and remove an existing 30-inch refined petroleum products pipeline identified as 1144 Colex West to Explorer 14, commencing along or adjacent Jefferson Road, Burl Street, Phillips to Company Road, North-South Street, Ethel Road, Channel City Road, Jones Channel City Road, all in the corporate limits of the city of Pasadena, Texas, and routes on and across parcels of land, and routes of which are shown as attached and in accordance with plans and specifications heretofore filed with the Department of Public Works and the Department of Planning, prescribing the terms and conditions under which said right, privilege, franchise, and permit is granted and providing for acceptance. Ordinance 2025-153, an ordinance granting to Edgewater Midstream Pasadena the non-exclusive right, privilege, franchise, and permit to lay, replace, construct, repair, maintain, operate, and remove an existing 16-inch refined petroleum products pipeline identified as 1145 Colonial to Colex West number 15, commencing along or I cannot do it. Adjacent Jefferson Road, Burl Street, Phillips Company Road, North-South Street, Ethel Road, Channel City Road, Jones Channel City Road, all in the corporate limits of the city of Pasadena, Texas, and routed on and across parcels of land and routes of which are shown as attached and in accordance with plans and specifications heretofore filed with the Department of Public Works and the Department of Planning, prescribing the terms and conditions under which said right, privilege, franchise, and permit is granted and providing for acceptance. Ordinance 2025-154, an ordinance granting to Edgewater Midstream Pasadena the non-exclusive right, privilege, franchise, and permit to lay, replace, construct, repair, maintain, operate, and remove an existing 16-inch refined petroleum products pipeline identified as 1146 Colonial to Colex West number 16, commencing along or adjacent Jefferson Road, Burl Street, Phillips Company Road, North-South Street, Ethel Road, Channel City Road, Jones Channel City Road, all in the corporate limits of the city of Pasadena, Texas, and routed on and across parcels of land and routes of which are shown as attached and in accordance with plans and the specifications heretofore filed with the Department of Public Works and the Department of Planning, prescribing the terms and conditions under which said right, privilege, franchise, and permit is granted and providing for acceptance. Ordinance 2025-155, an ordinance granting to Edgewater Midstream Pasadena the non-exclusive right, privilege, franchise, and permit to lay, replace, construct, repair, maintain, operate, and remove an existing 16-inch refined petroleum products pipeline identified as 854070 Colex West to Colex East, number 17, commencing along or adjacent Jefferson Road, Burl Street, Phillips Company Road, North-South Street, and Ethel Road. Channel City Road, Jones Channel City Road, all in the corporate limits of the city of Pasadena, Texas, and routed on and across parcels of land, and routes of which are shown as attached and in accordance with plans and specifications heretofore filed with the Department of Public Works and the Department of Planning, prescribing the terms and conditions under which said right, privilege, franchise, and permit is granted and providing for acceptance.
Motion by Guerrero. Second by Councilman Styron. All in favor, I'm sorry, questions?
Not a question, but I think that deserves an explanation for the audience as to why you had to listen to all of that. This is 8 pipelines that already exist. For a company to get a pipeline with any part of it running through the city, they have to have permission from the city to lay their pipeline on or under our land. And they get a franchise for 25 years. These pipelines have all reached their 25-year limit, so now they're getting a new agreement for another 25 years to continue doing what they've been doing, where they've been doing it. That means they will pay another starting fee, which is larger than they pay annually, and each year they will pay an annual fee for each pipeline.
Councilman Guerrero.
Thank you, Pat, for that explanation, and thank you, Madam Secretary, for that awesome job. That's all I have.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Resolutions, Madam Secretary?
Resolution 2025-122, a resolution designating Assistant Director of Public Works Zafar Iqbal or Mayor's designee as the city's signatory for environmental review reports and documents. Resolution 2025-123, accepting an in-kind donation of 150 chicken sandwiches valued at $798.06 from Chick-fil-A for use by the Parks and Recreation Department in connection with the Madison Job Senior Center Luau Party. Resolution 2025-124, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Pasadena, Texas, approving the fiscal year 2026 budget for the Pasadena Economic Development Corporation as approved by the PEDC Board on June 26, 2025, and as illustrated in Exhibit A. Resolution 2025-125, a resolution by the City Council of the City of Pasadena, Texas, approving the fiscal year 2025-2026 budget of the Pasadena Crime Control and Prevention District, as approved by the board members of the district on June 4, 2025. Resolution 2025-126, accepting a donation of $1,000 from Bob's Truck Care Incorporated for use by the Neighborhood Network in connection with Team Up to Clean Up for 2025, account number 006-2430303. Resolution 2025-127, amend Resolution 2025-55 and adopt revised policies and procedures for the Community Development Department's Home Investment Partnership Program. Resolution 2025-128, approval of the 2025 Annual Action Plan authorizing the filing of an application to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development for the Community Development Grant Programs, Community Development Block Grant, and the Home Investment Partnerships Program. Resolution 2025-129, amending Resolution 2025-102, by which the City of Pasadena nominated Kinder Morgan Liquids Terminals, LLC, to the Office of the Governor, Economic Development and Tourism through the Texas Economic Development Bank as an enterprise project.
Okay, may I have a motion? Motion by Estrada, second by Guerrero. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. I have a closing remark tonight, and I'm going to allow Mr. Guerrero to speak as well. Many of us on council lost a dear friend in John Moon, Jr. John Moon was a San Jack trustee with the college system, and he was a beloved member of this community. And I know many folks in the audience are aware of his passing. So I speak for myself and I speak for my fellow council members. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family. Mr. Guerrero.
Thank you, Mayor. We want to take a point to acknowledge John Moon Jr., who was born in Pasadena on September 16, 1959, and attended Sam Rayburn. And I was, as I was speaking with Ms. Tissue Banks and Mr. Johnny Fusilier Sr., Sam Rayburn was Pasadena's second high school ever. John Moon attended San Jack, later went on to go to Southern Methodist University and do his master's at UH Clear Lake. He had over 30 years of public accounting experience, leading Moody Bank's investment corporate segment. He came back to serve on the Board of Trustees of San Jack in 2009 and proudly served us as a member of our community. I had the pleasure and honor to call him someone I looked up to and a friend. Many laughters over coffee. We will remember you fondly and take this moment to highlight our members that we have lost and highlight that how important life is. And with that, we wish you all a safe travels to your homes this evening.
That concludes our meeting this evening. God bless.